Rashad, why you didn't
Anyways,
hit me up?
What's up, Rashad? Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
brother, I love you, brother.
What's up, Rashad? What it do, boy?
Hey, Rashad.
A missing Texas woman was found alive in a Scottish forest living with the self-proclaimed leaders of the lost quote-unquote African tribe. Cora Taylor says she's living happily with her new king and queen. Taylor, 21, left the United States with her 1-year-old and claims to be a part of the Kingdom of Kubala. The Kingdom of Kubala claims to be a lost Hebrew tribe that aims to, some folks be taking like a mushroom. You ever seen someone that discovers psychedelics for the first time? And they're like, yo, these mushrooms, like these shrooms, bro, da-da-da-da. You just take one. But it opened your mind to a whole nother level. Some people just take that way too far. The Kingdom of Kubala claims to be a lost Hebrew tribe that aims to retake the land they saw expropriated when Queen Elizabeth I expelled native black Jacobites from England in the 1950s, The Independent reported. Taylor began communicating in 2023 with the so-called Kingdom of Kubala leader King Atani, a former opera singer and PR agent from Ghana, whose real name is Kofi Yufa, and his wife, Jean Gasso, who also goes by Queen Nandi. In May, she decided to make the move. It's very stressful and difficult. It breaks our heart. We're overly concerned about Cora, but she doesn't think anyone is concerned about her, Taylor's aunt told The Independent. So this lady went missing, and she been doing this the whole time.
I am the inferior mistress.
And she's 21. She's still a kid. If you don't get you was not grown.
And I also play as a surrogate for the queen. I'm also the bondwoman of the king, which means I do not have the formal title of a wife, but he is my husband. And we are a tribe.
The Kingdom of Kubala has been on a pilgrimage to our lost heritage, following the roots of our ancestors back to the land where Jacob, our forefather, laid his stone, the stone of scorn, and he blessed it with oil. After he poured the oil, he said, one day, the Messiah, his son.
I know her mama looking at this mad. If our mama if our mama is still, you know what I'm saying, Lord willing, everything like that, still kicking, still around and stuff like that, I know she just like, girl, if you don't get
Shiloh shall return to Scotland, and he shall build back the lost heritage, the lost kingdom, the last kingdom of Scotland.
Imagine you see your child, 21 years old, 1-year-old. She's still a baby and she got a baby. And she over here doing this. Where is the baby? 100%. Ridiculous. Let me see. She's found living in the Scottish. Details of discovery. This and that. So 2023, she began talking to him. May, she left. They went to the UK. And then, so she was missing for 3 months. She knows she gonna get a whooping. You know you're gonna get a whooping. If you don't get from that man's foot and come back to Texas, let me see this. See if I can see the full story. You know you're gonna get a whooping. Playing around. This ain't no game. The Independent. Exclusive. A missing Texas mom was found living in a lost African tribe. Now her family speaks out. She knows she's going to get a whooping for this. A missing Texas woman was found living in the self-proclaimed leaders of the lost quote-unquote African tribe in the Scottish forest. And since she is there by her own free will, despite her family's fears that she is lost to the sect forever, Cora Taylor was recently found living in the woods with the group vanishing from their home 3 months ago, leaving relatives distraught. It is very stressful, quote unquote, and difficult. It breaks our heart. We're overly concerned for Cora, but she doesn't think anyone is concerned about her. Taylor's aunt, Terry Allen, told The Independent. In a message posted to Facebook after the 21-year-old Taylor, a mother to a 1-year-old, Mother to a 1-year-old who she took with her to Scotland. She did not say she was missing, lashed out at reports that she quote unquote disappeared. I'm very happy with my king and queen. I was never missing. I fled an abusive, toxic family. See. Yeah, she gonna get a whooping, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love an abusive, toxic family. You 21. For those of y'all don't 21, you just removed from being a teenager. You're just removed from being a teenager. And you know how teenagers go with their family. Especially nowadays in 2025. Your mama say you can't get McDonald's. You say child abuse. You finna call the man. Come on, bro. You can't be on your phone. Now, why you get pregnant? You not married. And they talking down on her and patronizing her. Oh, this is a toxic environment. Man, maybe they just trying to talk some sense into. How about that? You don't know everything at 21. Surprise, surprise. You might be old enough to drink. You still don't know everything at 21. Surprise. You're not even old enough in most cases to graduate, get a bachelor's degree at 21. If you went to school at high school until 18 and you went into a 4-year program for college, more than if you don't do summer school and multiple classes and stuff, it's going to take you 4 years. You're going to be 22, 23 years old when you graduate college. So this is crazy, bro. You still young. She don't even realize this. She don't even know what's going on. She brainwashed, kissing his man feet in the forest. If you don't get up and put some shoes, come back to America, bring your child back. Better come back to Texas. All right, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm saying the same thing. Taylor wrote following a video message telling UK authorities to leave her alone in the woods in Jedburgh, 40 miles south of Edinburgh. She added that she is, quote unquote, an adult, not a helpless child. Okay, she thinks you know everything. You grown. I could tell why you was in a quote unquote. All right, now I ain't even gonna say. However, Allen on Thursday pushed back stridently against those assertions, describing her niece's younger years as quote unquote very sheltered and protected. I told you, man. See, I already do. See, folks be knowing, man. She said Taylor was quote unquote brought up in church, but not their religion, not this thing that they're going. It's a bunch of hogwash. Look at her, a child. Speaking to the Independent from her Dallas area home, Allen said Taylor kept it, quote unquote, totally hidden from the family that she was communicating in 2023 with the so-called Kingdom of Kubala leader, King Atani, a former opera singer and PR agent from Ghana, whose real name is Kofi Ofo, and his wife, Jean Gasso, who goes by Queen Nandi. Queen Nandi did not respond to a request for comment, and email seeking a comment from King Atani bounced back in a deliverable crazy. The king of Kingdom of Kubala claims that to be a lost Hebrew tribe that aims to retake the land that was expropriated when Queen Elizabeth I expelled the native black Jacobites from England in the 1950s. The trio in Jedburgh hoped to add numbers by bringing other supposed lost tribes back to their purported ancestral homeland. And this girl in Texas, she ain't got nothing to do with this nonsense. You ain't got nothing to do with this. If you don't come back to Dallas, Allen said she thanks Taylor, who now answers to Asnat of Etani, handmaiden of Queen Nandi. She discovered the group online through a high school classmate. Lord of mercy. She then cut herself off very suddenly from loved ones, refusing to attend family gatherings and stop celebrating holidays altogether. Allen recalled at this time Taylor was living with her aunt, Vandora Skinner, Allen's sister. In a separate interview with The Independent, Skinner said, quote unquote, she went missing in May, but she wasn't missing at all. She left to go live with these people. Taylor, who lived with Skinner during her teenage years, was, according to her aunt, quote unquote, a very, very unruly teen who could be very disrespectful. I already know that, but was always given a lot of latitude at home. See, you can't fool me, bro. I saw the play from a mile away. She lived in a 4-bedroom house with her own room, and maybe I shouldn't have been as light as I was. Dang, Skinner said. I allow her boyfriends to come over, but maybe I shouldn't have. That's why she got a kid now. But I did get her to graduate high school. Taylor tried to get her then boyfriend to relocate to the Scottish forest with her, but he was turned off by King Atini and Queen Nandi's quote-unquote ungodly rituals and decided against it. According to Skinner, the 21-year-old then ended the relationship, and in May, she moved to Scotland. She lost with their then 8-month-old daughter, whose father was no longer in the picture, Skinner said. About 2 days later, Skinner said Taylor texted her saying, quote unquote, we had to get out and explore a little bit. When Skinner asked where she was, she didn't get a response. Yeah, you're going to get a whooping when you come back to Texas. She said she would call me when she got connected to the Wi-Fi, but then I never heard from her again, Skinner said. Skinner did, however, hear from Taylor's best friend, who spoke to her every day. So when the friend started asking about Skinner about Taylor, she said she knew something wasn't quite right. The friends told Skinner that Taylor had talked about going live to live, or quote unquote, with these people, but that she didn't know any further. And I said, what people? And they said they didn't know. So I started calling around. Skinner went on. I called her ex-boyfriend, and that's when he told me about the Kingdom's Facebook page, and that she was going to UK to look up the Facebook page, and sure enough, there she was. Skinner immediately told Alan, who passed the news along to their other sister, Taylor's mother. She thought it was Photoshop, but it turned out to be true, Skinner said. Skinner then began searching Facebook for more information and saw Atani and Nandi had previously set up almost identical living situation with another young American woman. Child, you can't see. Oh my goodness. What really upset Skinner, she continued, was spotting Taylor in the video posted to the social network saying that she wasn't actually married to Keena Tanny. She was still considered herself to be his second wife. Now she's talking about she's married to this man and he can have as many wives as he wants. Oh my goodness, Skinner said in disbelief. Skinner eventually connected with a Jedburgh area resident in the comment section beneath the news article about the group. The couple had fought a losing battle about eviction from their patch of the woods. They got evicted from the woods? Oh, Lord. Come back to Texas. Come back to Texas. You've been gone for 3 months. You ain't been gone for a year, baby. Come back home and bring the baby with you. The Jedburgh resident suggested Skinner contact Scottish police and gave her a number, so she reported Taylor and her daughter, who turned a year old in June, missing. Taylor is believed to have flown to the UK on May 25th on a 6-month tourist visa that will mean her time is due to end in November. After that, then her aunts, she'll be forced to leave the country and return home to Texas. This is ridiculous. This ridiculous. All because you think you grown. You is not grown, young lady. You better get back to Texas. Cult leaders. Whooping is an understatement. You know what I mean? I think it could be worse. Man, what is you doing? Living with these folks got me looking crazy on the news.
Rashad, why you didn't hit me up?
What's up, Rashad? Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
Brother, I love you, brother. What's up, Rashad? What it do, boy?
Hey, Rashad.